History has shown us how the culture of believing in divine beings transformed and was abolished by some. In this documentary, we will look at hijab, its strive in an academic environment, and as a metonymy to one of the widespread religion called Islam. We will look on the essence of hijab, its real meaning along with its prejudices that shape the various perceptions of people on Muslim women and Islam as a whole. Moreover, we will try to encapsulate the opinions of some students in the University of the Philippines DILIMAN regarding hijab of Muslim women. Considering the challenges that are facing nowadays by the Muslim community, the issues that make them vulnerable to prejudices and stereotypes. Hence, this documentary would try to change the general perceptions of people on Islam and its followers, focusing on the hijab. One of the widespread religion is Islam, and Philippines is just one of the countries that has been influenced by this religion. Likewise, it can be seen in the history as well as the culture of the Filipinos. In terms of the Muslim population in the country, it consists 5% of the total Philippine population, according to the rough estimate of the Filipino Muslim community by the Office on Muslim Affairs. Muslims in general are known by people for their teachings and principles, such as the 5 pillars of Islam and their belief in the oneness of Allah, and the last messenger sent by him who is Prophet Muhammad. Other than these, there is a commandment in Islam that is specified for Muslim women, the wearing of hijab. Hijab came from the word hajaba, which means to hide from view or to conceal. It has significant meaning and values that Muslim women must observe. However, hijab for Muslim women has been a controversy, and there are various viewpoints from people regarding it, whether they are Muslims or not. Some people would ask, why do Muslim women have to cover their heads, and is that a way to oppress their women? In the Philippines, Muslim women are prevalent by seeing them wearing the hijab.
Hijab, other term for hijab is niqab, burqa, kumbong, tandong, no? So, hijab has basis in the Holy Quran. When Prophet Muhammad ﷺ received revelation telling him to tell the believing Muslims, including his wife, to cover their aura. Aura means private part. To cover except the face and the head. So, that's why you see as Muslims, we have this, we use loose and long dresses. Okay, and the rationale behind the wearing of hijab is to emulate, no, the Islamic teachings on modesty, and Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told the believing women so that they will not be molested when they walk outside the house. And it has evolved into somewhat like nagkaroon ng variations ang hijab. As you can see, Saudi women, iba yung way nila mag-hijab, the Pakistani, and then down to the Muslims in the Philippines. So, while it has religious connotations as an injunction, meron na siyang element of culture. Why culture? Because, like for example, why Muslim women in Saudi use the purda? You know, yung entire face na cover, yung wala talagang makikita. And it has something to do with, one, the Quranic injunction, and number two, beneficial to them because, you know, in Saudi, we always experience like sandstorm, you know. So, parang nakakatulong yun sa kanila. So, yun yung benefit ng hijab. And then, if you go to the other parts of the Muslim world, that includes, I think, Pakistan, Afghanistan, meron naman silang niqab. Cover yung face except the eyes, no? In fact, the use of niqab has become popular also among Muslims in the Philippines, especially in the south, no? In fact, here in the institute, we have 2 students wearing the niqab type, no? Ano naman yun? Ano naman ang function nun? So, while the Quran says that hijab is a requirement, the minimum is for us to cover our aura, except the face and the hand. Pero bakit merong nagre-resort into purdaan niqab? Diba? So, ang sagot doon, it has something to do with personal conviction. No? Dahil decision mo na yun na ganun klaseng hijab ang gagamitin. Ano ba ang issue ng hijab? Ito ba ay pang Muslim na? Sa tingin ko hindi. Dahil yung non-Muslim, like for example, the nuns, meron din silang hijab. So, itong hijab tradition, hindi lang to pang Muslim. Even the Catholic, they used to go to church before with the hair covering. Tapos, meron ding biblical basis, no? So, much more with us Muslims, ang role model, tinitingnan natin, is si Virgin Mary. Okay? Hindi ka makakita talaga ng picture ni Virgin Mary na wala siyang hijab, right? No? And as Muslims, na-appreciate natin yun. Si Virgin Mary nag-hijab, ang reason niya is for following the Jewish tradition. Ang mga madre, following din yung church sanction, modesty. So, ganun din ang mga Muslims.
When did you start wearing hijab?
I started actually since elementary. And then, pero sa elementary, hindi naman siya as in, yung parang ganito na talaga. Ano lang, parang cover-cover, hindi masyadong, parang ginaganon lang. So, parang nag-start as in, yun elementary ako.
Have you been mistreated in any way for wearing hijab? If yes, can you give a kind of discrimination that you have already been experienced?
Actually, especially sa pagsakay ng taxi or jeepney sometimes. Kasi na-experience ko yan dito sa, minsan may katipunan, papunta ako ng highway sa may Tandang Sora. Tapos, ulan-ulan yun. Alam mo ba, yung taxi, dumaan talaga sa isang parang, iwan ko kung sinadya ba niya. Kasi may space naman dun para pagsakyan niya, parang doon siya pwede dadaan, hindi pwede, kasi nakatambay ako doon para ng taxi. Tapos yun yung, parang tapos hindi pa akala ko, parang mag-stop siya doon. Tapos hindi pala, nadumihan yung damit ko, sabi ko, okay, wala na ako, parang, okay, parang sanay na din ako yun. Actually, dito ko na-experience kasi I came from Mindanao. So, dito ko na-experience siya.
Kailan po kayo nagsimulang magsuot po ng hijab?
Since after my 2010. Nung una po, hindi po ako nagsusot ng hijab. Maarte po kasi ako noon. Tapos, lagi kasi ako, yung buhok ko, hindi ko ako lagi nakasuklay, lagi nahulugin ko mo yung bill ko. Kasi, ayaw ko kasi masira yung buhok ko. Tapos yung mga suot ko, laging hanggang dito lang, Tapos, nung nasa college na ako, kasi yung undergrad ko, Islamic Studies, rin siya rin, MSU. Tapos, yung mga professor namin, isa po yun sa mga requirement namin na kailangan po mag proper belt tsaka yung nasuot namin. Tapos one time na yung isa sa mga professor ko, yun na hindi ko makakalimutan. Pinahiya niya ako sa klase kasi yung una po pagpapakilala, di ba? Magpapakilala po tayo sa klase. Tapos tumayo ako, yung gamit ko, hanggang dito lang. Tapos Islamic study kasi yun eh. Tapos sinabi niya, Christian ka ba? Tapos napahiya po ako kasi lahat po kami Muslim doon. Tapos sabi ko, hindi, Muslim po. Tapos, bakit ka nagsusot ng ganyan? So, yun, so, simula noon, lagi akong hour na kailangan magsuot ako ng ganito. Pero noon, kaya ako nagsusuot ng mga gano'n for sake of my teacher or classmate or other people around me. Pero nung unti-unti ako yung ginagawa, na-realize ko na, bakit ko yung ginagawa sa iba, ginagawa ko yun dahil sa ibang tao. So, naisip ko, feeling ko, yung online nag-ano sa akin na, kailangan ko gawin to for the sake of Allah. So, after, yung 2010, nagsimula ako magsuot ng, nagpakistani na ako, tapos nag-proper hijab na ako.
Pero po, meron pa po ba kayong naranasang na parang namaltrato na po ba kayo, na-discriminate na po ba kayo nung nag-start po kayo mag-hijab?
Oo, din po sa college namin kasi sa amin, sa college namin po, pag yung suot mo, nung hindi pa ako naka-hijab, hindi ka papansinin ng mga yung parang yung iba na minsan na-hurt ako kasi classmate nila ako, yung ibang mga classmate ko nagsasala sila, ako hindi. Sabi ko, Muslim naman ako. Siguro kasi hindi ako naka-proper hijab. So, yun, nung naisip ko na sabi ko, kahit gano'n naman na nagpo-pray naman ako ng 5 times a day.
Now we look at the conducted interviews from 4 students in the University of the Philippines, DILIMAN, regarding their opinions on Muslim women wearing hijab, along with the current issues facing by the Muslim community nowadays.
If ever na mangyari sa akin yun, of course, I would feel left out. Kasi nga, meron na silang sariling traditions. Tapos, syempre, iba din yung akin. Tapos, iba pa yung paniniwala ko. So, yun, medyo OP.
Una sa lahat, syempre, maninibago ako. Kasi, hindi naman ako Muslim. I'm a Christian, ganun. And, sa ngayon kasi, iba-iba kasi ang Muslim eh. Pero, ang nangingibabaw sa akin so far na pagtingin sa kanila ay, most of them, especially nga sa nangyari ngayon sa world talagang, kumbaga, most of them parang sabihin natin, kapag hindi ka sang-ayon sa kanila, talagang they will attack you.
Wala pa akong first-hand experience, pero kasi yung may Anthro class din kasi ako, tapos parang nag-present sila ng reports regarding people's views on different religions, and totoo nga may discrimination na nagaganap between religions, hindi lang siya masyadong kalat.
Meron pa rin, lalo na ngayon sa between Christian and Muslim. 'Di ba? Pag sinabing Muslim, ay sa Mindanao 'yan 'di ba? Tapos kunya pag sinabing Mindanao, ay puro Muslim diyan. Just like that. Oo, ayun. Tapos for example, pag nakita nilang Muslim, ang tingin nila parang ay masama 'yan, So I think it is affected by what's happening in the world din talaga.
Automatic na sasabihin ko na, ay, Muslim to. Pero okay lang sa akin. I mean, I'm a bit indifferent to that.
Wala namang kaso dun kasi bawat reliyon naman may kanya-kanya yung tradisyon. And yan, naka-base na lang yan sa kung paano nila isasabuhay yung tradition nila based from their religion, kung ano yung dapat nilang ano yung sinusunod nila dun.
Outcast? Okay lang naman sa akin. Wala naman, as long as hindi sila magdi-discriminate na iba yung religion ko kaysa sa kanila, okay lang sa akin.
Yeah. Siguro in the context of workplace na pag sinabing Muslim, may isip mo agad DVD. Ganun. Or may isip mo agad sila yung may something sa ulo, ganyan. And may nakakasabay kasi akong Muslim sa MRT. Nalalaman ko because of their way of dressing. Siguro dun sila na doon talaga nagkakaroon ng complete parang differences, way of dress, parang attire. Kasi di ba pag, kunyari, sa girls di ko alam, yung sa guy, parang long sleeve, tapos may cap na hindi, na sobrang liit, di ko alam kung ano yung tinatakpan nila.
Actually, oo, nakikita pa rin siya sa ngayon kasi parang pag nakakakita yung mga tao ng mga Muslim people, yung iba sinasabi nila, ay, baka terorista yan, lumayo ka dyan sa mga ganun-ganun. So, nakikita pa rin siya sa ngayon.
Siguro, let's think of their parang loyalty na lang or faith na pwede rin way of culture na kahit let's say hindi naman nila gusto yun since imposing yung culture nila, kailangan pa rin nilang sumailalim sa ganung process.
Parang okay lang naman sa akin na nakaganon sila because it's part of their tradition, it's part of their religion. So I don't think anyone should hold it against them.
I don't see any link actually between like the 9/11 and ISIS and the wearing of the veil. No? So we know, for example, that ISIS is a predominantly male movement, and actually one of their fiercest opponents are Muslim women, who also took up arms. So maybe it's just the way Islam has been exposed to public scrutiny after 9/11, particularly. So in certain parts of the United States and in Europe, so for example, wearing the hijab meant for some people that you basically side with the terrorists, so which is unfortunate. There's no intrinsic link between the wearing of the hijab and 9/11. It's just that the reaction of people to the wearing of the hijab or the burqa in certain cases would betray their reaction about Islam in general, which is perceived as in not so good terms, like they are terrorists. So there are the use of jihad is is being abused. So because even in the Quran there are very specific rules about jihad.
But Islam doesn't, force and push one kind of hijab. You can cover whatever. How can you, for example, pink, yellow, green. You can make your fashion, and there is a fashion now. The important thing is you should cover. This is identity of Muslim lady, Muslim man. This hijab cannot be, symbol of Islamic extremism or politic ideas. No. This is manipulation. But this is their rights, actually, human rights. They should, they can, how can I say, if they like, they could do that. They should do that. In law, you should put some, permission.
Despite the issues, the prejudices and stereotypes regarding the Muslim community, particularly to the Muslim women who wear hijab, the essence of hijab, the meaning and values that it has, cannot be changed or removed. Individuals in a society might have different perceptions regarding it, Muslims and non-Muslims alike. But such requirement that Islam imprints to the Muslim women is a way to benefit them and not to oppress or harm them. Some would say that it now symbolizes the pessimism Islam has now been facing, and some would be against such requirement in Islam because of certain ethnocentric views. However, it is just a matter of respect, understanding, and empathy to the open-mindedness to their culture, to their religion. Hence, hijab is not meant to be a restriction. Rather, it is a way to be proper in a society, in an Islamic manner.